You're denied boarding, soldier. Medals don't get you on this plane. She smirked as the gate door slammed shut, leaving the tomb guard in full dress blues, staring at his flight taxiing away. He didn't argue, didn't raise his voice, just stood there at parade rest like he was still on the marble. Phones came out, whispers spread. To them, he was just another veteran causing a scene. But what nobody in that terminal realized, what the gate agent would learn in the next 8 minutes, was that the man she just humiliated had guarded the nation's most sacred ground for 547 straight days, and the phone in his pocket was already ringing from the Pentagon. Before we dive into this story, where are you watching from? Let us know in the comments, and if you believe that values like honor, courage, and sacrifice still matter, join us in keeping their legacy alive. The marble is cold at 100, same as always, 21 steps south, heels clicking sharp against the black plaza of the tomb of the unknown soldier. Stop, turn, pause. 21 seconds, shoulders square, rifle at port arms. The wind cuts through the wool of my Class A coat, but I don't feel it anymore. I haven't felt cold since Helmand Province, Afghanistan, July 2012. My name is Staff Sergeant Elijah Whitaker, call sign In-Tomb Guard, badge number 742. For the last 18 months, this 300-foot stretch of polished stone has been my entire universe. 21 steps day and night. Sun, rain, snow, heat, index 110, or wind chill -20, doesn't matter. The sentinel never leaves his post. Yesterday, I finished my final 24-hour shift, relieved at 0600 by Sentinel Ramirez. He rendered the salute crisp, perfect, the way we all do after hundreds of thousands of practice steps in the old guard barracks at Fort Myer. I returned it and turned on my heel and walked away from the tomb for the first time in 547 consecutive days. I thought the hardest part was over. I was wrong. Marcus Delgado died 3 days ago. Heart attack, age 36. The man who dragged me out of a burning Humvee in 2012, who took 3 rounds meant for me, who laughed in the face of death and told me, "Not today, brother." His wife, Laura, sent the text at 02:14. Kids keep asking if Uncle Eli is coming. I answered before I even thought about it. Roger that. On my way. I'm at Reagan National Airport now. Concourse B, Gate B14. United Express Flight 4723 to Denver, with a connection to Colorado Springs. I paid for first class with my own money, no military discount, because I wanted 4 uninterrupted hours of sleep before I have to look his 3 children in the eye and explain why their dad isn't coming home this time. I'm still in full dress blues, because the old guard doesn't travel any other way when we're going to a funeral. The Medal of Honor is under my shirt, ribbon tucked inside, so only the tiniest edge of light blue shows at the collar. The Tomb Guard identification badge is pinned where it always is, right over my heart, silver and black, and rarer than the medal itself. Fewer than 700 living souls have ever worn it. The line moves. I step up to the podium. Boarding pass and government ID, please. I slide both across the counter. The agent is young, maybe 28, hair pulled back tight. Name tag says Kayla Ortiz. She scans the pass, frowns, scans it again. Sir, there's a problem. I keep my voice level, the same tone I use when a tourist tries to cross the chain. What kind of problem, ma'am? Your reservation shows economy, but you're trying to board with the Group 1 line. That's only for first class and active duty upgrades. Policy 84B. I feel the old tightness in my chest, the same one I felt when the IED went off under our convoy and the world turned orange. Ma'am, I purchased seat 1A 3 weeks ago. Full fare, no upgrade requested. She doesn't even look up from the screen. System says otherwise. You'll need to step aside and let me finish boarding the paid first-class passengers. A businessman behind me clears his throat, loud, impatient. I don't move. Ma'am, I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm asking for the seat I paid for. Policy is policy, Kayla says, louder now for the growing crowd. Military personnel do not receive automatic upgrades, regardless of decorations. If everyone with a medal got first class, we'd never sell a ticket. A teenage boy in a Marines hoodie starts live streaming on his phone. Yo, this lady just told a tomb guard his medal doesn't matter. Y'all see this? Kayla snatches the boarding pass from my hand, rips it in half, and drops the pieces into the trash. Next, the gate door seals with a final clunk. The jet bridge retracts fully. Through the glass, I watch the plane taxi away, navigation lights blinking red and green against the dawn sky. The engines spool up, and the aircraft turns toward the runway, taking my seat with it. I stand at parade rest, hands clasped behind my back, eyes fixed on the empty space where the plane used to be. 21 seconds of silence in my head. The terminal noise fades to a dull roar. I'm back on the plaza in my mind, rifle shouldered, counting cadence. 21 steps. Turn. 21 seconds. Flashback. Helmand, July 2012. Dust so thick you can chew it. Our Humvee hits the pressure plate. The world flips. Heat. Pain. Marcus's voice cutting through the ringing in my ears. I got you, brother. Stay with me. He drags me 30 meters through machine gun fire, one arm under my shoulders, the other firing his M4 from the hip. 3 rounds tear through his plate carrier. He keeps pulling until we're behind a crumbling wall. Present. My phone buzzes in my pocket. Unknown number, 703 area code. Pentagon. Whitaker, Staff Sergeant. Colonel Sarah McAllister, Commander 3rd Infantry Regiment. Confirm your location. Gate B14. Ma'am, they just pulled the bridge. Stand by. Do not move from that spot. I've known Colonel McAllister since she pinned the medal on me in the East Room of the White House. She was there the day Marcus got his Purple Heart in the field hospital at Bastion. She doesn't waste words. 2 minutes later, every departure board in the terminal flashes, red. All ground movement ceased by order of FAA. The loudspeaker crackles overhead. Ladies and gentlemen, due to a federal security directive, all aircraft at Reagan National are to return to gates immediately. Please remain calm and stay behind the yellow line. Kayla's face drains of color. Her computer starts chiming with alerts she's never seen before. She picks up the red phone under the counter, listens for 10 seconds, says, "Yes, sir," and hangs up like it burned her hand. Through the window, I see the CRJ 700 freeze on the taxiway, engine spooling down. 2 black Suburbans with government plates scream across the apron, blue lights flashing but no sirens. They skid to a halt beside the plane. A ground crew wand waves his orange wands like he's directing the second coming. The jet bridge begins to extend again. The door opens. The captain steps out first, hat in hand, face pale. Behind him, 2 men in dark suits and TSA windbreakers. The taller one has a badge that reads Federal Security Director Torres. Staff Sergeant Elijah Whitaker? That's me. Agent Torres, TSA. We need you to board immediately. Your original seat, 1A, is waiting. Kayla is standing behind the podium, arms crossed tight, trying to look anywhere but at me. Agent Torres turns to her. Ms. Ortiz, step away from the podium. We'll need a full statement in the operations office. She opens her mouth, closes it, opens it again. I was just following policy. Policy doesn't override federal statute when it interferes with a Medal of Honor recipient's travel to a line of duty funeral, Torres says. We'll discuss that in private. The cabin is silent as I walk down the aisle. Every passenger is on their feet. A little girl in row 3 holds up a crayon drawing of an American flag with "Thank you" scrawled in purple. She hands it to me without a word. I tuck it into my pocket. Seat 1A has a new boarding pass on the armrest, handwritten in Sharpie. Whitaker, Elijah, SSG, 1A, lifetime. The flight attendant, a woman with 20 years on her wings, leans in. Coffee? Black, 2 sugars. I nod. She brings it without another word. Kayla's waiting at the door when we deplane in Denver for the connection. Her eyes are red with mascara streaked. I didn't know who you were. I stop in front of her. You didn't ask. She starts to say something else, but the words die in her throat. I keep walking. The connection flight is a different aircraft, larger, but the same silence follows me down the aisle. A retired Marine in a seersucker VFW cap stands and salutes. I return it. The connection to Colorado Springs is quiet. The flight attendant brings me coffee without being asked. Black, 2 sugars, the way Marcus used to make it in the chow hall at Bagram. I don't drink it. I just hold the cup and watch the Rockies rise outside the window, purple and gold in the first light. We land at 0547 local time. The sky is still dark, stars sharp overhead. A sergeant first class in dress blues is waiting at the gate with a staff car, Old Guard crest on the door. We don't speak on the 40-minute drive to Fort Carson. The post cemetery is already lit, rows of white stones glowing under floodlights like ranks of silent sentinels. The honor guard is from my own regiment. They flew out on a C-17 last night, 6 of them, rifles oiled, gloves, white faces carved from the same marble I walk on every day. Marcus's casket is on the caisson flag, perfect, no wrinkles, corners sharp enough to cut glass. His wife, Laura, stands with the 3 kids. The youngest, Sophia, is 6. She's wearing Marcus's old patrol cap, too big, sliding over her eyes. When she sees me, she runs full speed. I drop to 9 knee as she crashes into me like a rocket. "You came," she whispers against my chest. "Always." The chaplain reads the words. The rifles crack 3 times, sharp in the cold mountain air. Taps begins, slow, perfect, heartbreaking. I feel it in my bones more than hear it. When the bugler finishes, the detail folds the flag, 13 folds, tight, precise. The triangle is presented to Laura first, then to me. Colonel McAllister's doing. She's here too, standing behind the family in her dress blues. Laura presses the flag into my hands. "He wanted you to have this, Eli. Said the sentinel keeps watch over all of us, living and dead." I can't speak, I just nod. Later, after the crowd is gone, after the stones are saluted and the rifles slung, I walk alone to the grave. Fresh earth, still soft, the scent of pine and frost in the air. I reach inside my coat and unpin the tomb guard badge. Silver, black enamel, the wreath around the tomb. Only 600 and some odd men and women have ever earned it since 1958. I place it on the casket lid, right over Marcus's heart. "Relieve you on post, brother," I whisper. "Guard the gates now. I've got the watch here." The wind picks up. Somewhere far away, a bugle plays echo taps. I stand at attention until the notes fade into the mountains. 2 days later, I'm back at Arlington. Same plaza, same marble, same 21 steps. The badge is gone from my chest, but the space it left feels heavier than the metal ever did. United sent a letter. Lifetime global services. Free first class for any Tomb Guard or Medal of Honor recipient traveling to or from military funerals upon presentation of valid orders and identification. No exceptions. I read it on the employee bulletin board at DCA on my way back to post. A gate agent I don't know salutes me as I pass. I nod. Colonel McAllister meets me at the barracks. "The secretary wants to return your badge, Eli. Ceremony next week." "Negative, ma'am. It's where it belongs." She doesn't argue. At 0342 a.m., snow starts to fall. Soft, quiet, covering everything in a thin white blanket. I execute the turn. Shoulders square, 21 seconds of silence for every man who never came home. The tomb never sleeps. Neither do we. The sentinel keeps walking. 21 steps south. Turn. 21 seconds. The rifle comes down to port arms. The cycle begins again.
Somewhere in Colorado, a little girl sleeps with her father's flag under her pillow. Somewhere in Virginia, a silver badge rests 6 feet under, guarding a brother's rest. And here, on the plaza, under floodlights and falling snow, I keep the watch, because some guard marble, some guard memory. Both are eternal. The sentinel never leaves his post.